Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Judson Eagles and the St. Francis Fighting Saints. I'm Jake DiLorenzo on the call today for what could be a series sweep for the Fighting Saints, which would be huge following them falling to St. Xavier last weekend with a reverse sweep. So despite the late start on this broadcast here, runners on first and second for Judson, nobody out. Freshman Frank Kurbis is on the mound for the Fighting Saints. Kurbis this season has been very serviceable out of the bullpen and as a starter for Sean Mahalick's squad. He carries a 9 ERA with 7 appearances. He started in 6 games, striking out 11 and only walking 7 batters in 30 innings. So efficiency is the name of the game for the freshman out of Joliet Catholic, but today he's got a lineup in front of him that is, well, not exactly easy to deal with both the Stempowski brothers and Hudson Deal, who pops one up. Shortstop Ethan Fleming underneath it puts it away, and there is one out in this inning. So the third baseman, Blake Stempowski, steps up so far. And in the on-deck circle is going to be the designated hitter, number 40, Diego Munoz. After him, the right fielder, number 11, Jake Jones. So pretty much the same lineup plus the addition of the other Stempowski, the other younger Stempowski brother, playing first base today. Those two have been tearing it up for Judson so far this year. That one fouled back. 0-1 is the count to Blake Stempowski, the elder. Stempowski this year is putting together a very nice season, hitting .386 with 2 home runs, 17 driven, and an on-base of .506, so an OPS that is well over 1,000. But he's down 0-2 to Kurbis with runners on first and second. Judson looking to do early damage here and to get on the board, which is something that they couldn't do last game against Anthony Panzella through a complete game shutout for the Fighting Saints. Exactly what they needed to start this homestand. And there's the strikeout for Kurbis. So 2 away now as he sets down one of the more dangerous hitters in this Judson lineup. And now it's going to be the DH, number 40, Diego Munoz. Munoz, next to the Stempowski brothers, is a very, very scary hitter to face. Although he's only appeared in 12 games, he's hitting .370 in those games played. So he's having a lot of success at the plate. Also has an OPS over 1,100 actually, as Kurbis steps off and fires to second, but nothing's doing over there. Here's the pitch from Kurbis. Swing and a miss from Munoz. 0-1 to start this count. Kurbis more of a pitch to contact guy, much like the rest of this order, as Munoz sends one to right field, getting the wave around third. Was Kyle Schwartz, so he scores, and now there's runners on first and third as Judson collects their third hit of the first inning, 1-0 Eagles, as Kurbis is going to have to face the right fielder Jake Jones now to stop the bleeding. Although 1 run isn't anything too crazy, in the first inning, it feels like all year the Fighting Saints have given up at least 1 run in the first inning, and it was nice to see it last game. That didn't happen. They didn't allow anything from Judson after that first inning. The inning filled with errors for the Eagles that gave the Saints the lead, and they rode that out for the rest of the game and took home the victory. So 1-0 is the count now to Jake Jones, who's in right field today. He came in as a defensive replacement in the 5th inning earlier today as he misses again, 2-0. Swing and a miss there. Nice pitch from Kerbis on the corner. 2-1 is now the count to the right fielder. Jake Jones on the season. This is his 13th appearance. He's only hitting 200 on the year with an on base of 250s. He swings and misses there. 2-2. Seems like Judson has a lot of their core guys. And then after that, after, Kevin Flores, Kyle Schwartz, Acevedo, Dio Munoz, and both the Stempowskis, it feels like it just drops off. The quality of the hitter drops off just a little bit, along with the consistency of a lot of their guys. They have their core six that they play every single game, but, all the other positions are kind of, luck of the draw or dealer's choice as Kerbis walks Jones there. So now that he's walked Jones, he's got to deal with the more dangerous Stempowski brother handling the first base duties today for Judson, Nate Stempowski. He's hitting .390 on the year. Talked about him briefly earlier in the first broadcast. He's got 1 home run. He's driven in 12 batters, and he gets on base about 44% of the time. So a really dangerous hitter in a line of dangerous hitters for this Judson team. But Kerbis has him down 0-1. Like I said, Kerbis is a pitch-to-contact pitcher. He doesn't strike guys out, but he also doesn't walk guys. So if he's on his game, it's going to be very tough for this Judson lineup to manufacture runs at a consistent rate. Close pitch there on the outside part of the plate. 2-1 is the count now to Stempowski. Bases loaded here, 2 away in the top of the first inning. This game will be a 9-inning game, unlike the first game. 3-1 now. Game got moved up from 1 o'clock, so we would likely still be in the first game if the start time was still projected for, or if the start time stayed at 1 o'clock. And Stempowski draws the walk, and just like that, Judson is up 2-0 now with bases still loaded. Murta goes out to calm the freshman down, as the entire infield will meet on the mound before Kerbis has to face Kevin Flores, the center fielder, who has done a really, really good job this year of getting on base. He's also got 4 home runs. He is second, or tied for second on the team with Elijah Acevedo, all behind the shortstop, Hudson Deal. There's the first pitch. Misses high and away, so 1-0 to Flores. Popped up back towards us in the broadcast booth. And it's going to land on the concourse. So 1-1 evens up the count. With how large the hole is between the shortstop and the third baseman here, you'd think something low and in to hopefully get it on the ground from Flores. But Murta sets up outside, and Flores fouls one off himself. So 1-2 now. You can go any variety of ways here. Might have missed his spot just a little bit. That ball ended up a little bit more over the plate than I think he would have wanted it to. Flores is a little bit shaken up after that one. Never feels good to take a foul ball off the ankle. But first base coach walks back to first, and it looks like Flores is going to be good to go. So the count is 1-2. There's 2 away, as Kerbis looks to limit the damage here produced by Judson in the top of the first. Kicks and delivers. Sent out in the air to center field. Montgomery underneath it. And he'll make the play on the run. So the Fighting Saints give up 2, looking to even up the score when we come back for the bottom of the first. This is the USF Sports Network. As we come back from the break, it is 2-0 Judson after their 3-hit first inning where they drew a lot of walks and managed to get 2 runs across the board. But now the Fighting Saints get a chance to even it up. We move to the bottom of the first inning, and Nate Maliska is the first man up. He has the duties at first base today for the Fighting Saints. Maliska this season hitting .304. He's got a home run. He's driven in 20, so a really productive offensive season from the third-year man out of St. Lawrence High School near Chicago, Illinois, as he fouls the first one away, 0-1. And on the mound for Judson today is going to be number 32, Adrian Neary. This is his 6th appearance so far, as that one misses. 1-1. His 6th appearance on the season. He's 3-0 with a 3.55 ERA. He's thrown 25 1/3 innings. He struck out 9. He's walked 7. As the count moves to 2-1, he has fallen victim to the long ball twice. And that one hits him in the foot, and I don't think it hurt originally, but once he gets to first base, I'm sure he'll feel that one because those never feel good. So a man aboard for the center fielder in today's game, Max Montgomery. Still no Mitch Thomas sighting, who's the everyday center fielder, or has been at least for this year. But Max Montgomery this year, 289 with 15 runs driven in. Another very productive season from the utility man who's also from St. Lawrence. He's the second of 3 players that you'll see in this starting lineup that comes from St. Lawrence, but he pops a bunt up in the air. And Stempowski, the first baseman, takes care of it for out number 1. And here's the third St. Lawrence hitter, or St. Lawrence graduate, in this lineup for Brian Mahalik. It's the catcher, Jake Murda, hitting .303 this year with 2 home runs, 11 driven in, and has played a very solid catcher position. Looking to hopefully move Maliska over. It's a very poorly executed bunt by Max Montgomery. I guess he balked. Nate Maliska gets to second, so Murda will have a man in scoring position with only 1 away here. So 0-1 is the count. Adrian Neary looked a little confused at that one as Murta sends that one in the air to shallow center field. Flores comes in on it, and he makes the play. So 2 away now with Alex Martinez due up. Martinez today is handling the duties at second base for the Fighting Saints. Alex Martinez on the season, hitting 125. He's appeared in 20 games, but the injury at the end of last year really hindered the performance from the graduate student from Moraine Valley. As that first one misses in the dirt, Maliska takes advantage of it, and he steals third. So now a man on third for Martinez as they look to cut this lead in half. Navarro had a nice throw down to third, but couldn't do anything with it. And the count is now 1-0. Hit right back to Neary. Fields it cleanly, fires to first. And the Fighting Saints scoring opportunity is squandered by a nice PFP from Adrian Neary. So score remains 2-0 here in the bottom of the first as we go to the top of the second, where Frank Kurbis looks to hold the Eagles at bay. So Frank Kurbis back on the mound for the Fighting Saints here in the top of the second inning. As that one's hit in the air to center field, Montgomery to his right, but it's going to be the right fielder, Alex Milcars, bringing that one in. Milcars getting the start today in place for Jake Klaposh, who has been the everyday guy out there in the 9 spot. So 1 up, 1 down. And now it's going to be number 21 for Judson. It's going to be Kyle Schwartz. Grounded to third, Dant fields it cleanly. He fires to first. 1 hop, nice play by Nate Maliska. So there's 2 away now. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Frank Kurbis. Talk about efficiency. So now it's going to be the left fielder, Elijah Acevedo. Part of this murderer's row in the middle of this lineup. Acevedo this year, like I said, tied for second on the team in home runs with 4. He's tied with Kevin Flores and Daley Thompson. As that one misses for a ball. Acevedo rocking the no batting gloves. And in the year 2025, I still don't understand why people do that. Grounded towards second. Martinez charging in on it. Makes a nice play And Frank Kurbis with possibly the most efficient inning that a pitcher could ask for. The Fighting Saints are still down 2-0, but when we come back for the bottom of the second, they look to tap into this lead and get to Adrian Neary. All that and more when we come back on the USF Sports Network. The top of the second has come and gone here at Slammer Stadium. We are now in the bottom of the second inning here in game number 2 of this CCAC doubleheader between the Judson Eagles and the St. Francis Fighting Saints. Cliff Vickers is now up to bat. He's in left field today, as he is about 95% of the time for the Fighting Saints. He leads the team in home runs this year with 4, with Jake Klaposh behind him with 3. Brian Hidalgo also has 3, and a couple of guys are all tied for 2, and the rest of them have 1. 3 players on this team have three players have 1 home run, 2 players have 2. There's a two-way tie for 3, and then, of course, like I said, Cliff Vickers is the leader with 4. He's driven in 16 this year as well. That one misses inside. 1-1's the count. Vickers this season only hitting .248, so another down, or a little bit of a down year. As that one misses inside. 2-1. Misses outside again. 3-1 is the count to the left fielder. Senior transfer from Maryville University, played last year with the Fighting Saints as well. Grounded towards the shortstop. And he's called out at first base. That was a really, really close play, but great job by Hudson Deal, who's had the shortstop duties the last 2 games. So now it's going to be Drew Dant with 1 away here. First one misses. PA announcer mispronounced. This is number 32, Drew Dant. Fouled back, so 1-1 is the count. You look in the on-deck circle for the Fighting Saints. This is Brian Graves. Had 2 home runs at St. Xavier, so the hot bat is likely the reason that he is in the lineup today for the Fighting Saints. As Dan sends one to center, and he's got himself a base hit, so a runner aboard here in the bottom of the second inning for Brian Graves. Graves has made 1 start on the season, but has appeared in 4 games. This is now his 5th appearance and his 2nd start. Like I mentioned, Graves has 2 home runs and 2 driven in this year. Umpires conversing with the manager for St. Francis, or for Judson here. Evan Ruschel, the head coach for Judson, had to talk about something, but the issue seems to be resolved, and we're going to get to see Brian Graves take an at-bat here. A very, very dangerous hitter is Graves. He gets a hold of baseballs. They go a long way, so we'll see what he can do here with the Fighting Saints down 2. Swings at the first pitch he sees, grounds it off the pitcher's mound, out at 2, but Graves beats it out and is safe at first. So now 2 away here for the right fielder in today's game. It seems like this guy's played every position on the field. Alex Milcars, he's a senior from Oswego High School, looking to do some damage here. Milcars on the season, hitting 172. He's appeared in 30 games, but most of those have been base running opportunities. He has started in 8 games. Like I mentioned last game, he started in center field. He started in right field. He started at second, and he's got himself a base hit in this one up the middle. So now we got runners on first and second for the shortstop in today's game, Ethan Fleming. He's taken over the duties since Brian Hidalgo's hamstring injury. Brian Graves is at second, so we'll see what he can do here. This is a big at-bat early on in this game. See if they can cash in and at least score 1 run here. That one's a strike. That looked a little low. Not sure I totally agree with that. When your catcher has to stab at the ground, normally that's not the sign of a strike, but lined into center field. Let's see if Mahalik sends Graves. He's going to hold them up. That was a great throw from Kevin Flores, and it wasn't that deep of a base hit. Flores was playing shallow anyway, so the bases are now loaded for the leadoff man, Nate Maliska, one of the perennial RBI guys on this team. He is tied for the most on the team with Brian Hidalgo, who has been hurt for a couple of weeks, so we can only imagine the production that we'd see from him if he wasn't hurt. But Nate Maliska is up, and this is another guy that doesn't strike out a lot. He puts the ball in play, so we'll see what he can do here. Stares at the first pitch, but it missed inside, 1-0. Misses again inside, 2-0. Maliska's saying it hit his foot. He's pointing at his foot, talking to the umpire, but I don't think he bought it. So 2-0 is the count. Infield playing at regular depth because there is 2 outs, so there are 2 outs in this inning. So we'll see what Maliska can do here. Sends that one up the middle. Deal makes a nice play, flips to second, and the inning is over. So scoring opportunities wasted for the Fighting Saints as Judson holds on to that 2-0 lead to the top of the third. We go on the USF Sports Network. You heard the public address announcer there. Hudson Deal is up to bat for Judson. Bases loaded for the Fighting Saints last inning and could not do anything with it. So Kerbis is back out there to try and stop any damage or further damage from occurring as the Deal flies out to center. Montgomery on the run made the play. So one away here, quickly one away here, I should say. And now it's going to be Blake Stempowski up. A dangerous bat in this lineup. Kerbis kicks and delivers. Nearly hits him on the elbow. But 1-0 is the count. I'm sure they're expecting a hit to the left side of the infield if you look. St. Francis has 3 fielders from second base to third base, so no ground is really wasted out there, and that's exactly what he does. Fleming handles it cleanly, fires to first. Nice play by Fleming, who has done outstanding as the temporary shortstop with Hidalgo being hurt, and there's quickly 2 away here in the top of the third. Now it's going to be the DH, Diego Munoz. Looks like there might be some rain getting ready to fall on Slammers Stadium here in Joliet. Like I said, the weather conditions are supposed to get a little hairy, I'll say. That one misses out, or is fouled out, I should say. 1-1 is the count. Oh, and good news, it looks like the weather has been pushed back just a little bit. It was originally supposed to start at 4. Looks like it's been pushed back to 5 now, but it's still only a 45% chance of precipitation in Joliet, so it is unlikely that we will see any of it. Hitting the center field, Montgomery on the run, sets his feet, makes the play, and Frank Kerbis with another great inning for the Fighting Saints with some great defense behind him. Score is still 2-0 Judson here on the USF Sports Network. Leading off the bottom of the third for the Fighting Saints is going to be the center fielder, Max Montgomery. Neary still on the mound for Judson, as that first one misses low. That ball was actually called a strike earlier in the game when Ethan Fleming was up. So takes another one, 2-0. Favorable hitters count so far. Outfield is shifted a little to the right. There's a big gap in left center field. So 3-0 is the count. Catcher Navarro setting up outside. He doesn't want any chance of Montgomery pulling anything. And there's a strike. So 3-1 now. He showed bunt, but we'll see what he does here. And ball 4, Montgomery leads off the inning with a walk, and there's quickly a man aboard for the Fighting Saints. Now it's going to be the catcher, Jake Murda. We'll see what he does here with a man aboard and nobody out. Skies one foul towards the right side. And that one is going to be on the concourse. 0-1. Looked like it was going to get out for a little bit. End up on the street in the city of Joliet. The city that never sleeps, some may say. That one misses. It's 1-1. Nobody calls Joliet the city that never sleeps. Montgomery takes off. Great throw from Navarro, and he throws him out at second. Amazing throw from the catcher. And now there's one away. So 1-2, the count now to Murda. Grounder to short. Deal handles it cleanly, and he loses it on the transfer. So Jake Murda's safe at first, and there's another man aboard. The first error of the day. Pinch runner did come in for the Fighting Saints, but I don't have my contacts in, so I can't see what number that is. Martinez sends one in the air to left field. And it's caught by Thompson. It looked like he was coming in on that ball, but had to quickly retreat. So 2 away now. And it's going to be Cliff Vickers looking to hopefully get this run across. The pinch runner at first is, in fact, Jack Salzeder, number 16, the sophomore from Indiana. Him and Alex Milcars are usually the pinch runners in these situations, and he's going to take off. Navarro fires to second, and he threw him out as well. A little bit of a late jump by Salzeder, but Navarro handles him at second, and Judson still leads 2-0. So an inning that is defined by bad base running for the Fighting Saints, with the score still 2-0 Judson as we head to the top of the 4th on the USF Sports Network. Jake Jones leading off for the Judson Eagles here in the top of the fourth inning, a game that is so far going by a lot faster than I would have anticipated for a 9-inning game. So we'll see what happens here in the top of the fourth. Kerbis still on the mound for the Fighting Saints as Jack Jones grounds the ball to third, but foul. So 0-1 is the count. One and one. I would have thought 0-2 there, but that one's a strike. So 1-2 is the count here to Jones. And he hits him on the elbow. Jones is going to jog to first. He's got himself a free pass. But was it really free? Because getting hit in the elbow is not fun. So now it's going to be Nate Stempowski stepping up.
First baseman number 3, Nate Stempowski.
Bunts. Great bunt. Kerbis fields it. And he's safe at first. Great bunt by Stempowski. Kerbis could not fire it over to first in time, and there's quickly runners on first and second with nobody out. Now it's going to be the center fielder, Kevin Flores.
Now batting for the Eagles, the center fielder, number 1, Kevin Flores.
Flores is up now for Judson. A runner in scoring position and nobody out. This is a very, very favorable position. He goes for a bunt as well, and that one gets past Murda. So 1-0, and the runners move from first and second to second and third. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Little meeting at the mound between Frank Kerbis, his second baseman, shortstop, and third baseman. Likely talking about some potential pickoff plays or something along those lines. Hoping for anything on the ground here, or if it's in the air, you're hoping that it's shallow. Grounded foul towards the right side. So 0-1, or correction, 1-1 is the count to Flores. Skied in the air to left field, deep enough to score is Jones. And Stempowski tags from second as well, so a run scores, and a runner is now at third. So great at bat there by Flores, as the score is now 3-0 Judson.
Now batting for the Eagles, the catcher, number 12, Alan Navarro.
There's going to be Alan Navarro, the catcher. He's thrown 2 guys out, and RBI would make a pretty nice day for him, or a pretty nice game, I should say, for him, as the count is 1-0. Infield is playing in. They don't want this run to score to make it a 4-0 game. Ground ball to Fleming. Looks Stempowski back and fires to first. There's 2 away here. Great play by the shortstop.
Now batting for the Eagles, the second baseman, number 21, Kyle Schwartz.
Kyle Schwartz now up. He's handling the duties at second base today for Judson. Skies one in the air to right field. Milkar's underneath it. Makes the catch, and the inning is over. So only one run suffered on what could have been a way more disastrous inning for Frank Kurbis. But only one run scores. It is now 3-0 Judson. Will go to the bottom of the fourth as St. Francis tries to even this one up with their CCAC rival here on the USF Sports Network. Cliff Vickers is the first man up here in the bottom of the fourth inning as the Fighting Saints look to put something on the board as that first one misses. 1-0. This Saints lineup has been stifled so far by Adrian Neary. Not a lot that they've done, but a couple of base running errors last inning really ruined some real scoring chances, I should say, for the Fighting Saints. So they're looking to right the ship here. Takes that one 3-0. Great hitters count here. Takes a strike right down the middle of the plate. So 3-1. He almost knew he wasn't going to swing there. And it takes ball 4, so a runner will be aboard. Now it's going to be Drew Dant, the third baseman. Did have a single earlier in the game after a pretty good at-bat, so he's got to be seeing Neary well. See if he can do anything here with Brian Graves looming in the on-deck circle. That first pitch there is a strike. Some really good run, arm side run on the fastball of Neary there. It's a very important asset for a starting pitcher from the right side is being able to get run on your fastball. There it is again as he lays down a bunt to the pitcher. Neary fires to first, but the runner advances. So a man on second for Brian Graves now. We'll see what Graves can do here with a runner in scoring position. Anything to even chip away at this lead that Judson has built over 4 innings. And that one's lined into the gap in left center field. Vickers on his way home, and Brian Graves is going to have an RBI in this one. His hot streak continues as it is now 3-1. Great at bat there by the designated hitter, as now Alex Milkars has a chance to advance Graves and potentially even score him. We'll see what he can do. He singled back in the bottom of the third. That one is popped towards the right side. Looks to be in place. Dempowski makes a play on it. So now there's 2 away with the runner on first. And now it's going to be the shortstop, Ethan Fleming. Fleming had a really, really good at-bat his last time up. We'll see if he can continue it. First pitch fouled away by Fleming. Misses low there, 1-1. Fouled hard towards the right side. That's going to end up being a souvenir for someone. Graves gets his lead at first. It's not that big of a lead. Keeps taking little half steps. Fleming hits one to second. Nice clean play there by Schwartz, and that'll be the end of the inning. Flips it to second. Graves is retired. Saints chip away at the lead. They get 1 in the bottom of the 4th. We'll go to the top of the 5th inning, where Frank Kurbis will look to keep the Eagles at bay. Score is still 3-1 here at Slammer Stadium on the USF Sports Network. We're back here in the top of the 5th. Acevedo grounds out to start the top of the 5th inning. Score is still 3-1 here at Slammer Stadium. The Fighting Saints are looking to continue to chip away at this lead, as after the first inning, Kurbis has been pretty efficient up to this point. A lot of 3 or less pitch at bats. Hudson Deal, the shortstop, up now. Swings and misses at the first one. Foul tip into the glove of Jake Murda, the catcher. Popped up along the first base side, but that one's going to get out of play. So 0-2 is quickly the count to the shortstop here. Another one fouled back. Deal's putting up a fight. We'll see what Curvis comes up with here. One away here in the top of the fifth. He got him to go. Deal's a little confused by the call from the umpire, but nonetheless, that's a strikeout for Frank Curvis, his second of the game. And there's two away here in the top of the fifth. Great pitch on the lower outside part of the plate. He wanted him to bite at it, and that's exactly what he did. Sets him down. As the first pitch to Stempowski, the elder Stempowski, is a ball, as is that one. So 2-0. That one misses as well, so 3-0 now. Misses on 4 straight pitches and puts him aboard. So now there's a runner on first. That's going to bring up the designated hitter in this one, Diego Munoz, who's done his job. He's put together some pretty good at-bats in this one, and now he's got a runner on first. Sends that one foul. So 0-1 to the designated hitter. Misses low and away. 1-1. Takes a look at Stempowski over on first. Not going anywhere as of right now. We'll see if that changes. Misses low there. 2-1 now the count to Munoz. Jones in the on-deck circle as it's now 3-1. Strike call there. I mean, he's called it there all day, so it does make sense. It's not like he just pulled that one out of thin air. Full count now. See what Curvis can do. Kicks and delivers. Misses outside, ball 4. So runners now on first and second with Jack Jones, the right fielder, due up. And manager Brian Mahalik going to take the walk out to the mound. There's nobody warming up in the bullpen. So this is likely just a calm down talk from the manager. He's got to deal with Jack Jones and then the younger Stempowski brother who singled in his last at-bat, as well as Kevin Flores. So not exactly the ideal lineup that you want to see if Jack Jones does get on. But we'll see if St. Francis starts to get anyone loose or what the case may be. For those of you that are interested, the White Sox are currently down by a score of 7-1 against the Detroit Tigers. Correction, 7-2. And the Chicago Cubs are up 3-1 on the undefeated San Diego Padres at the end of 6 innings. So swings and misses there. First pitch to Jake Jones is a strike. Believe I've been calling him Jack all day, so my apologies to the parents of Mr. Jones. Swings at that one as well. 0-2, great pitch by Kerbis. Breaking ball got him to bite. And it's now 0-2 with runners on first and second. 2 away in the inning. We'll see what Kerbis can do here. Popped up on the infield. Milkar's coming in on it. He's got to run a long way. Great play by the right fielder, and he ends the inning. 3-1 is the score after the top of the fifth. We'll see if the Fighting Saints can chip away at this lead and maybe put another run on the board. This is the USF Sports Network. We'll be back right after this break. Back here in the bottom of the fifth inning at Slammer Stadium, score is 3-1 Judson over St. Francis. I'm Jake DiLorenzo, and leading off for the Fighting Saints in the bottom of the fifth inning is going to be the first baseman, Nate Maliska. Maliska in his last at-bat. Sorry, folks, looking at some stats here, but he grounds one to second base. Schwartz fields it cleanly, fires to first, and Maliska is handled. So now it's going to be Max Montgomery. Montgomery, in his last at-bat, did walk but was caught stealing. At this point, bottom of the fifth, Fighting Saints need base runners. That's kind of the theme of this one here, is not wasting those base runners. We've seen it from both of these teams. There's been a lot of guys that have been left on base. So we'll see what he can do here. With one away, Neary's still throwing very, very efficiently for Judson. 2-0 now. Like I said earlier, this will be a 9-inning game. The one earlier today was a 7-inning game, as are all the doubleheaders in the CCAC. So 3-0 is the count to Monty. We'll see what he can do here. That one's in there for a strike. 3-1. Misses low. Montgomery walks again. So he's going to be on first base there for Jake Murda, the catcher. As Navarro's going to go out and talk to Neary. Likely about what happens if Montgomery goes. Murda is actually in the championship of the St. Francis baseball team walk-up song March Madness tournament. He will be facing off against Ethan Fleming in the coming days, who barely etched out a victory against Max Montgomery in their Final Four matchup, as Murda sends that one in the left center field. That one's going to get down. Montgomery should score. Murda rounding second. He's going to go for three. Flores gets the ball in, but not in time. Jake Murda has an RBI triple, as it's now 3-2 St. Francis. The game gets a little more interesting. Great at bat by Murda and an even better hit. So we'll see what Alex Martinez can do here. See if he can drive Murda in, or correction, it's not going to be Murda anymore. It's going to be the pinch runner, Jack Salzeder, who also got picked off in his last at-bat, or his last appearance on the base pass. So we'll see what he can do here. Grounds one foul towards the third baseline. Martinez in his last at-bat flew out to left. So there's only one out, so could work. That one misses low, so 1-1's the count. Bites at it, but he didn't go all the way. 2-1's the count. Missed a little outside. Fouled back. 2-2 is the count. Cliff Vickers is in the on-deck circle with Drew Dant behind him. We'll see what Alex Martinez can do here. Here's the pitch from Neary. Grounded towards third, but foul. So the count will remain at 2-2. A run has already scored this inning, and a man is on third. This would be huge if St. Francis could tie this ball game up going into the later innings of this game, a very important CCAC conference game. That one misses low and away, and the count moves full. 3-2 to the second baseman for St. Francis. Sends one in the inner center field. Flores underneath it. Salzeder gets a good jump, and he's going to score with ease. The Fighting Saints have tied this ball game up 3-3 with Cliff Vickers now set to take his at-bat. The rain has started to fall just a little bit here. You saw Vickers wipe his bat off a little bit. So the score is now 3-3. There's two away here in the bottom of the fifth. One and 0 is the count to the left fielder. Swings and misses at that one. 1-1. Grounded to first. Dempowski fields it cleanly, steps on the bag, and the inning is now over, but not before the damage is done. St. Francis ties this ball game up on a Jake Murda RBI triple and an Alex Martinez sac fly. To the sixth we go. The score tied 3-3 here on the USF Sports Network. Nate Stempowski is the first man that Frank Kurbis is going to have to face here in the top of the 6th inning. And it's not exactly an easy out. He had a single last time up, and he's going to send that one in the air to center field. Montgomery going back underneath it, stumbles a little bit, but he makes the play. So quickly one away. One of the more dangerous bats in the Judson lineup is stifled. So now it's going to be the center fielder, number 1, Kevin Flores. Flores, his last time up, hit a sac fly to score Jake Jones to increase the lead to 2. But that lead doesn't matter anymore. It is an entirely new ball game here. As the first pitch tries to lay a bunt down but fouls it back. Lines that one into center field. Montgomery's got to get over to cover that gap. And he does in time. Holds Flores to a single. Throw back in. Got a little crazy, but Flores nonetheless has a single. Now it's going to be the catcher, Alan Navarro. Navarro, his last time up, grounded out to the shortstop. That'd be nice here. That'd be really nice here. Takes a strike there on the outside part of the plate. That's a foul ball. 1-2 is the count. Hitting the air to right. Milkar's on the run. He's going to make a nice play and gets it in. Flores remains at first base. There's quickly 2 away. So now it's going to be Kyle Schwartz for Judson. He flew out to right field his last time up in the top of the 4th inning. Kurbis checking on Flores over there at first. Flores on the season does have 11 stolen bases. He's only been caught twice. That one's fouled away. 0-1 to start the at-bat. Another one fouled towards the right side. That was a rocket. 0-2 now. Murta fires to second. Great throw by the catcher. Gets Flores at second, and the inning comes to an end. To the bottom of the 6th we go. St. Francis and Judson are tied at 3 here on the USF Sports Network. As we come back from the break, St. Francis and Judson are deadlocked in a 3-3 tie here in the bottom of the 6th inning, with Drew Dant set to lead it off for the Fighting Saints. Dant, his last time up, had a sac bunt to advance Cliff Vickers to second, who ended up being the first run of the day for the Fighting Saints. That one hit in the air to right field, going back, and it's caught at the track. That ball looked like it had a chance at getting out. But it is a fly out to the right fielder. So now batting for the Fighting Saints is going to be Brian Graves. Graves last time had a single that scored the first run of the game for the Fighting Saints. We'll see what he can do here. Graves hit an absolute missile into the gap in left center. Nice breaking ball there from Neary. Count moves to 0-1. That one misses inside. Almost hit him, but it's 1-1 with one away here. That one misses as well. 2-1 to the designated hitter for the Fighting Saints today. Been swinging a very hot bat. That one misses outside. Oh, they called it a strike. Correction. 2-2. That looked really far off the plate. Same pitch there, dealt with by the shortstop. Great play there. I'm assuming that's Matt Armstrong at short. So Hudson Deal's day is done at short. Nice play by Armstrong. And it's going to be Alex Milcars now up. His last time out popped out to the first baseman. First pitch misses, ball one to the right fielder for the right fielder today, who's made a couple of nice plays out there. Swings and misses there. Milcars does have a single in this one, however, in the bottom of the third. Hit it right back up the middle. That one misses as well. 2-1. Looks like there's some action down in the Judson bullpen. Looks like someone's getting ready as well down in the St. Francis bullpen. So could see the end of both of these starters' days here in a little bit. 2-2 now the count after the swing and miss. Takes that one 3-2. Really good at bat from the utility man from Oswego here. See if he can get on base. Neary kicks and delivers the full count pitch. Sent straight up into the air. Stempowski underneath it again. And makes the play. So St. Francis goes down 1-2-3 to the 7th inning. We go with the score still tied at 3-3. 6 innings have come and gone here at Slammer Stadium. To the top of the 7th we go with Kyle Schwartz, the second baseman, due up to face Frank Kurbis. Here in the top of the 7th, Schwartz, his last at-bat in the top of the 4th, he flew out to the right fielder. Fouls that one off of his foot. Schwartz steps back into the box. He looks to be okay. And we'll get this at-bat back on track. Misses low there, so 1-1 now. Grounded foul. 1-2 is the count now to Schwartz. This lineup for Judson, since they scored the 2 in the first, really has not had an answer for any of Frank Kurbis' stuff. That one, as I say it, hits one into the gap between right field and center field. Milcars fires it in. Schwartz is going to be on second with a double. So already a runner in scoring position in the top of the 7th. Now it's going to be Elijah Acevedo. He grounded out to the second baseman his last time up. Man is throwing down in the bullpen for St. Francis now. That one misses low and in, 1-0. Looks like the freshman Mikey Leonard throwing down there. That one misses as well, 2-0, so 2 really close pitches there from Kurbis. That just did not go his way. Grounded to the second baseman again. Martinez makes a clean play on it. And Martinez looked like he kind of sandbagged that throw, or sandbagged the throw to first. Acevedo probably could have beat that out if he kept running hard. But he didn't, and there's one away. Now it's going to be Hudson Deal. He's got a runner in scoring position after the advancement on the ground out. That one sent into center field, should be deep enough to score. And here comes Schwartz. And it's a 4-3 ball game now. Judson is now up after the sac fly from Deal. So 4-3 is the score here at Slammer Stadium in the top of the 7th. Outfielders playing really deep for Stempowski here. And we know that the broadcast that you're seeing, there's a couple of raindrops that are starting to fall onto the window as the count moves to 1-1. It's only going to get worse, I fear. A lot of the fans have moved into the covered regions of the concourse, except for those brave souls with umbrellas, as that one's lined to left. Vickers handles it cleanly, and the score remains 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the 7th here on the USF Sports Network. Back here for the bottom of the 7th inning after Judson put a run across the board in the top half. And the Saints will have to face a new arm. So Adrian Neary's day is done. A great outing from Judson's arm in game 2. We now go to Jacob Skinner. Carries a 7.56 ERA across 5 appearances. He's pitched 16 2/3 innings, striking out 14, only walking 5. So very efficient left-hand arm out of the bullpen for Judson's squad as Fleming fouls that one off. 0-1. Skinner stands 6 feet tall, weighs in 180 pounds, from Lombard, Illinois, transfer from Kishwaukee College. So count is 0-2. Fleming fouls that one back towards me. It's going to land in the booth next to me. So we'll see what the shortstop does here. Here comes the 0-2. Missed low. Skinner is 1-0 on the season. Has not fallen victim to the long ball, but opponents are seeing him very well, hitting .355 against him. That one singled up the middle. Fleming starts the inning off just how they wanted to with a base hit. So a runner now on first with Nate Maliska due up for the Fighting Saints. Maliska, his last time up, grounded out to the second baseman. So that's not what we want here. We would love a ground ball hit to the hole between short and third. Great pickoff move from Skinner. Didn't get him. It's keeping him aware, though. Fleming didn't move really until Skinner took the step towards first. Must be a really deceptive thing. Maliska took a hack at that one, so 0-1's the count now. Squares the bunt. Can't get it down. 0-2 now. So now you gotta have him swing the bat here. Fleming takes his lead at first. Here's the pitch from Skinner. Gets the bunt down. Great bunt by the first baseman, Maliska. His foot is on the bag, however, at first. That was a runner in scoring position for Max Montgomery. Montgomery, his last time up, walked and ended up being the tying run. Umpires were discussing the play at first base, thinking maybe the foot came off. It did not. Maliska is still out. I was going to say Fleming is out, but he's standing on second. Maliska is still called out, and now Max Montgomery has a chance to tie this ball game up for the Fighting Saints facing Skinner. Swings at the first pitch he sees, 0-1. You know, they had the first pitcher that Judson threw, Adrian Neary, had really good arm side run on his fastball, on all of his pitches, actually. And now you got to deal with Jacob Skinner, who is the same exact thing, but from the opposite side. So 1-1's the count. We saw it a lot with the first batter, with Fleming. A lot of down and in stuff that looks like it's going to hit you and then ends up right over the inside part of the plate to a right-handed hitter. There it is again. Great pitch there by Skinner, 1-2. An arm getting loose in the St. Francis bullpen. It's going to be Chris Vilwalk. So we'll see if anything materializes with him warming up. Frank Kurbis has thrown a very strong 7 innings. Off-speed pitch misses outside, 2-2. He's been living on the inside part of the plate. Might have been a pitch that they wanted to go outside just to get him to think about going outside, but we'll see where Navarro sets up. Another pitch right up the middle. Skinner does not throw to third, and Montgomery is called out at first base. So a runner now on third for Jake Murda. Murda, his last time up, had an RBI triple and ended up being the tying run.
Now batting for the Saints, the catcher, number 22, Jake Murda.
Swings at the first pitch he sees, and he lines it foul down the right side. 0-1. Swings and misses at a nice off-speed pitch from Skinner. Just kind of sticks his bat out there to protect the plate. Count remains at 0-2. 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. This would be a huge run to get across with only 2 chances left at the plate. After this inning, Murda calls time. Steps out of the box. Wipes his bat, gets himself right. And we'll see what the third-year catcher can do here with a runner in scoring position at third. And Skinner on the mound, who's gave up a base hit to Ethan Fleming to start the inning, and then a sac bunt from Nate Maliska, and Max Montgomery grounds out to the pitcher, which is all led us to here. Here's the kick and the pitch. Misses outside, 1-2. Swings and fouls another one off, so the at-bat continues for Murda, 1-2. Fleming took off to try and get his attention. Didn't work. Head pitch misses outside. 2-2. The count is evened up. This would be a huge moment in this ball game. Sends that one foul down the right side. Count remains at 2-2. Probably the best at-bat of the game so far. We'll see what he can do here. 2-2. Skinner steps off. Looks like the manager for Judson is going to take a trip out to the mound. Maybe break up the rhythm that Murda's got right now. Calm his pitcher down. I mean, he knows too. He knows that this is a pivotal at bat here. Kevin Herschel walks off the mound, said what he had to say to his pitcher, and we'll continue this at bat. 2-2 is the count, 2 away. Saints have a runner on third, looking to tie this ball game up. Judson leads 4-3, and here's the 2-2 pitch from Skinner. Taken outside for a ball, full count. The at bat continues. Pounds that St. Francis logo on his chest. And here comes the 3-2. Sends another one foul towards the St. Francis bullpen. Onto the lawn seats. Putting together one of the best at-bats of the season, I'd say. Here's the pitch. Grounded to the second baseman, fields it cleanly, and that is the inning. So St. Francis is still down 4-3. We go to the 8th inning as they look to silence the Judson hitters and get back up to the plate to try and tie this ball game up. St. Francis has got a new pitcher. Frank Kerbis's day is done. It's going to be Chris Vilwalk now. Been probably the most reliable arm out of that bullpen for Brian Mahalik. This is his 10th appearance. He carries a 1.62 ERA across 16 2/3 innings, struck out 4 batters, and has only allowed 1 walk through 16 innings. Opponents cannot figure him out. They are hitting 190 against the lefty. First pitch misses in the top of the 8th inning. This game has flown by so far. That one skied in the air to center field. Montgomery underneath it. No, correction. Milcar's underneath it. Makes the play, and there's one out here in the top of the 8th.
Batting for the Eagles, the right fielder, number 2, Matt Armstrong.
Ground ball to short. Nice play by Fleming. Great throw from the shortstop. Nice pick by Maliska. 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Quickly 2 away, I might add. Fleming was just waiting for that ball to get to him. Good swing, though, from Armstrong. But now it's going to be Nate Stopowski.
First baseman, number 3, Nate Stempowski.
Great play by Fleming there. 2 away, Vilwalk's reign continues. Nice pitch there. 0-1 is the count. Stempowski, his last time up, flew out to center. Sends that one high in the air to left. Vickers underneath it. Makes the catch along the fence. And that's the inning for the Fighting Saints. Judson goes down 1-2-3 to the bottom of the 8th. We go as St. Francis looks to tie this ball game up at 4 here on the USF Sports Network. Bottom of the 8th here at Slammer Stadium. The Judson Eagles lead St. Francis by a score of 4-3. Looking to hopefully change that in the leadoff spot right now is going to be Alex Martinez. Last time he was up, he did hit a sac fly to score Jake Murda. But since then, it's been 1-2-3 inning after 1-2-3 inning, especially for the Fighting Saints. So we'll see what Brian Mahalick's squad can do here. Very uncharacteristic of a CCAC game, being this low scoring. Martinez fouls that one off. 0-1. Misses low. 1-1. Well, thankfully the rain has kind of stopped altogether, although it never really got too bad. Fouled away again, 1-2 to Martinez. Like I said, last time up, he had a sac fly to score the tying run in the bottom of the 5th after Jake Murda's RBI triple. And in the bottom of the 3rd, he did fly out to the left fielder. Grounded to the shortstop. Armstrong fields it cleanly, fires to first, makes a nice play. Martinez is retired for the first out of the inning. Armstrong has been playing really clean since he subbed in for Hudson Deal. So now batting for the Saints is going to be the left fielder, Cliff Vickers. Vickers in his last at-bat grounded out to the first baseman. But before that, walked and came around to score. First pitch is a good one from Skinner. Strike 1. Another good pitch. Went to the well a second time with that changeup. Count is quickly 0-2 to the left fielder for the Fighting Saints. Another reach for Vickers, and Flores is underneath that one in shallow center. Makes the catch for the out. 2 away with Drew Dant now due up. Dant in his last at-bat flew out to the right fielder. He's also laid down a sac bunt in this game. See how aggressive he is early on in the count. Takes that one low. But Drew Dant is usually a early in the count swing type of guy. Swings at that one, grounds it to the third baseman, and that's going to be a base hit for Drew Dant. So the inning stays alive after the little dribbler hit to the third baseman. Stopowski couldn't do anything with that one. Umpires are talking about something here. Not sure what Judson's manager was doing there. Not sure what the conversation was there, but Brian Graves is going to be up now. Graves, his last time up, grounded out to the shortstop. Bud does have an RBI single in this game. Swings at that first offering from Skinner there. 0-1. Grounded softly towards the first base side. It's going to be a foul ball, so 0-2 is now the count. Misses low and away, 1-2 now. Don't expect Dant to be on the move at first. Doesn't look like he's too far off the bag. Graves fouls that one as well. 1-2 remains the count. Should be a little extra motivation here for Graves. Was at Judson last year, transferred to USF over the summer, and has now found his home in the brown and gold. Swings at that one, sends a chopper to the third baseman. Stempowski covers it pretty much at shortstop, and Graves is safe at first. What an effort from the designated hitter. Runners are now at first and second with Alex Milcars due up. He was flying down that line. Stempowski fielded that in front of Armstrong, so he was almost where the shortstop was playing. I'm not sure why he came over that far, but Graves was flying, slid into first, head first, and the Fighting Saints are still alive here. So it'll be the second mound visit of the day, or of the inning, I should say, for Judson. So that means a new pitcher. Skinner's day is done. He threw pretty well. But now Milcars is going to be set to face a new arm coming out of that Judson bullpen. We'll have more on him after this break. New arm for Judson on the mound. It's going to be the junior from Chiba, Japan, Yuki Shigiosu. This is his 8th appearance of the year. He carries a 5.4 ERA across 10 innings pitched. He has struck out 7 batters and walked 5 in those 10 2/3 innings. Not just a pitching change, but also a pinch hitter for the Fighting Saints. It's going to be the everyday right fielder, Jake Klaposh. Had the game off today, but in this spot, why wouldn't you want your best hitter up at the plate? Klaposh comes into this one with a .324 average, 3 homers, and 16 driven in. Gets on base a lot, one of the best bats on this team. And with a runner in scoring position at the bottom of the 8th, this is the guy that you want up. And he grounds one to the second baseman, fields it cleanly, flips it to first. 1 pitch, 1 out for Shigiosu. And just like that, the Fighting Saints scoring chance is thrown away. The score remains 4-3 as we head to the top of the 9th inning, where St. Francis will look to keep this at a 1-run lead to potentially tie it or walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Vilwalk still on the mound for the Fighting Saints. All that and more when we come back here on the USF Sports Network. Kevin Flores set to lead off the top of the ninth for Judson. And what has been a very back and forth game. You know, you seem like you're going to get some scores from both sides, but the pitching comes through. So Flores is set to lead off against Chris Vilwalk, who stays out on the mound for the Fighting Saints, and why wouldn't he? Very hard to figure out is that left-handed release. And Judson's looking to take at least one of these games, so if they can hold on to this one, avoid the series sweep, they have a very, very tough game, or tough series, I should say, ahead with St. Xavier next week. And St. Xavier put the beating on St. Francis last week, run ruling them twice. So that is a scary-looking ball club as we head to the final couple of weeks of the season before the CCAC tournament right here at Slammer Stadium. Flores dries his bat off. It's 1-1. And that one's hit high and deep to right field. Milkar's going back at the track, and he makes the catch. So Flores flies out, and there's quickly one away here. Really good piece of hitting, though. It looked like that ball had a chance when it came off the bat. But the ball is safely back in the hands of Vilwalk. And now it's going to be number 12, Alan Navarro. Navarro, his last time up, flew out to the right fielder. This time he grounds one towards the left side, and it gets through for a base hit. So a man on first now for Judson. And here comes the pinch runner. That's going to be number 8. It looks like Bryce Rose now. Schwartz in the game now, or at the plate, I should say. Squares the bunt, but nothing doing. Schwartz, his last at-bat, hit a double into the gap, and this time he's going to pop a bunt foul, but he hit a double into the gap in right center field. That was off of Kerbis, who throws a little bit harder than Vilwalk does. So the Fighting Saints anticipating a baseball that is pulled. That one's grounded back to Vilwalk. Runner was moving, so they're not going to get the double play, but they will get the runner at first. Rose now advances to second. And now it's going to bring up Elijah Acevedo. His last time out, grounded out to the second baseman. It's actually what he's done all day, is just grounded out to the second baseman. That ball misses 1-0. Acevedo sends that one high and deep to right. That ball's going to go foul. That ball was tattooed to right field. But it's not going to matter because it's a foul ball. So 1-1 is now the count. With a runner on second base here in the top of the ninth. Two and one now with 2 away. Vilwalk looking to keep this score exactly where it is at 4-3. So the Fighting Saints have a better chance of tying this one up or even walking it off in the bottom of the ninth. That one misses high, 3-1. The way that this stands, you're going to have Ethan Fleming, Nate Maliska, and Max Montgomery due up in the bottom half of the 9th inning. That one misses outside, so ball 4. Acevedo draws a walk. Now it's going to be Hudson Deal. Moved over to second when Matt Armstrong replaced him at short. Armstrong has played a really solid shortstop in the first game as well, which is likely why he came back in as a defensive replacement. Deal moves over to second. Schwartz moves to right. That one grounded to the shortstop. Fleming makes a nice play, fires to first. Maliska misses it. And a run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. So 2 runs are going to score for Judson, making it a 6-3 game. Maliska looked like he made contact with Deal. An error from the Fighting Saints could prove to be a very costly one, as the score is now 6-3 with Stempowski due up with a runner in scoring position. Stempowski, his last time up, flew out to the left fielder. It's just absolutely gut-wrenching knowing that that ball got away from Fleming, who's a very solid defender, has been since replacing Brian Hidalgo. He's been nothing short of extraordinary at short. One just got away with him with the rain. Nothing you could do about it. That one's grounded to Dant, and he makes the play at first. 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Judson takes a commanding 6-3 lead, looking to avoid the series sweep here at Slammer Stadium. Bottom of the 9th when we come back on the USF Sports Network. Ethan Fleming is going to be the first one up for the Fighting Saints in the bottom of the 9th. Their last chance to tie this game up or better, after an errant throw in the top of the ninth, scored 2 runs for Judson. First one misses away, 1-0. Yuki Shigeyosu still on the mound for Judson after he only threw 1 pitch. That one misses as well, 2-0. We've seen crazier comebacks than just 3 runs, especially for this lineup. So this is definitely not impossible. May just be a really tough task, but Fleming having a nice start to the inning, 3-0. And he takes the walk. So Fleming is aboard as he draws the leadoff walk. So now it's going to be Nate Maliska. Maliska, his last time up, had a sacrifice bunt. He's also grounded out to the second baseman today. And that's going to be all for Shigeyosu, as he's already being told to hit the showers. So another pitching change. We'll have more information after this short break as Ethan Fleming draws the walk. No outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Judson still leads 6-3. So Maliska due up to face the new arm out of the bullpen. For Judson. That one's grounded through the hole on the left side. Fighting Saints still have life as Max Montgomery steps up. Montgomery fouls the first pitch back. 0-1. There's a strike there from the new arm out of the bullpen. Nico Acevedo, a junior pitcher from Crystal Lake, Illinois, originally at McHenry Community College, but he is tasked here with putting this St. Francis lineup at bay. He's got to get through the heart of the order, though, and that's no easy task, especially with some of the bats that are coming up. Montgomery's gotten on base via the walk twice today. So he's putting together really good at-bats, 2-2, and here's evidence of it right here. Oh, and it hits him in the head. Montgomery gets up, looks unscathed, but trainer's going to take a look at him there. And I know I said Nico Acevedo before, but that is not Acevedo. That is actually number 19, Max Ament. He's a junior from Elroy, Illinois, transfer from Trinity International. And Montgomery's going to put the helmet back on. He seems good to go. Scary moment there at the plate. Ament has some gas to his pitches. And he's putting together a really good at-bat, so it's just good to see that he's okay. And he's good to go at first. Jake Murda now up. Murda sends that one in the air to center field. Flores underneath it. They're going to send Fleming. Throw goes to third. Fleming scores. Score is now 6-4 with one away here. So Alex Martinez is now up. Martinez in this one so far, he's grounded out to the shortstop. Also has a sac fly, scoring Jake Murda back in the bottom of the fifth. So runners at first and second. Takes a ball high. A little more about Max Ament. He's appeared in 2 games this year, carries a 4.5 ERA in those games. He's only thrown 2 innings, striking out 3 and walking 1. So this is one of their bigger arms out of that bullpen, at least velocity-wise. Which is why this whole stadium kind of went quiet when Montgomery got hit. Kid throws hard, and it gets dangerous when there's no control. At least when the weather's like this. Sends that one to right. Ball goes foul, 2-1. So the score is 6-4 here in the bottom of the ninth, 1 away, 2-1 on Alex Martinez. Nate Maliska standing on second base. Max Montgomery is the man at first after being hit by a pitch. Strike 2 there. So 2-2 now. Can't go down looking, not when you got runners in scoring position. Home plate umpire said that he went. And Martinez is set down. Cliff Vickers is now going to be the last hope for the Fighting Saints with 2 away here. Vickers, his last time up, flew out to center field. He's also grounded out to the first baseman. Vickers, ground ball to second base. Deal fumbles the ball. And now there's going to be runners at every base. So lucky break there for the Fighting Saints, as Drew Dant has a chance to tie this ball game up with one swing of the bat. We'll see what he does here. Biggest at-bat of the game here. Swings at the first pitch. He was trying to send that one all the way to Joliet Central. Drew Dant always aggressive early on in the count. That mindset does not change no matter what. Swings and misses again, 0-2. So quickly down to their last strike of this ball game unless Drew Dant can do something here, as Judson looks to avoid the series sweep. Here comes the pitch from Ament. Nearly hits him. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you can just get hit by the pitch. I don't know if getting hit by 90 miles an hour is necessarily something you want to do, especially when it's on your knee. Takes that pitch, misses outside. So count goes even to 2-2. Drew Dant up at the plate. Bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth. Pivotal game for both these teams. Drew Dant swings and misses. And Max Ament closes out the game for Judson and avoids the series sweep. 6-4 is your final here at Slammer Stadium. They split the series here today. St. Francis wins the overall series from today and yesterday, 3-1. So that's all here from Slammer Stadium. Judson wins game 2 6-4 on the heels of some costly mistakes by the Fighting Saints. And, you know, the closer that we get to the conference tournament, you can't really have that happen, but you kind of have to just go with the cards that you're dealt as far as stuff like that goes. So it looks like two teams are going to shake hands now. Your Fighting Saints are back in action Tuesday. They travel to Davenport, Iowa to take on a tough St. Ambrose team who came here earlier in the year, I believe in March, to play 2 here. And then on Friday, they have Purdue Northwest. They have to travel to Hammond, Indiana to play at Laborers Local 41 Field against a very good Purdue Northwest team. And then Purdue Northwest is here on Saturday at 1 p.m. for a quick 2-game series. One at their place, one at our place. Should be fun. That's all, though, today on the USF Sports Network. I'm Jake DiLorenzo. Judson takes game 2 by a score of 6-4. Like I said, Fighting Saints back in action on Tuesday. in Davenport, Iowa. Thank you for watching, Saints fans, and we'll see what happens as the season goes on. This team looking like they're picking up a little bit of steam, but a little bit of a roadblock here in game 2, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Saints have a lot more to prove in the CCAC, especially with the tournament coming up. So that's all for today, folks. Appreciate you listening, and we will see you in the next one.